All right, guys, we're back again on the road to 10 subscribers. That is my first goal. 10, then 25, and then 50, and then 100, and then 500. That's the plan. But anyway, Spider-Man: Return of the Sinister Six. Couple things to keep in mind with my channel. This is just an old school Nintendo with an old school controller. The system has its original hookups that are screwed into the back of this TV. So it's not high def, and a game that already looked kind of bad and kind of dark is going to look just like that on this video. If you know me, I didn't grow up with a whole lot of extras. And one thing that I definitely didn't experience a lot of was renting video games. The term good for rental didn't exist to me. There was a few occasions, save up my allowance, or if my dad was in the right mood at the video store, I could convince him to rent a game. But my parents didn't respect or appreciate video games very much. So you got them on your birthday, Santa would bring them for you at Christmas, and the games that you asked for were the games that you got. And if they weren't good, too bad. So I got very good at a lot of bad games, this being one of them. Well, Spider-Man on the PlayStation 5, or Spider-Man 2, or the first one, are absolutely beautiful, relaxing games to just swing around the city. This game does, to some extent, have web swinging in it. And when I was a kid, it was the only web swinging I got. So I played this game a lot. And in a weird way, my imagination and having no other options, I really ended up developing a bit of a love for this game. I always knew it would probably be short. Six bosses, 6 characters, 6 levels. I kind of was hoping that maybe there'd be a level per character, and then a 7th level that might even be a boss rush or something a la Mega Man. That wasn't really the case. So I'm going to do a playthrough of this, see how much I remember, and give some pointers along the way. This is one of those famous games where the buttons are quote-unquote backwards. B is jump, A is punch. The jumping is very weird. If you want to say jump and stick to a wall, you got to make sure you're not flipping while you're jumping. It's very complicated. And when you're in the air, you have to press both buttons to web swing. Or you can hold B and roll your finger over to the A and press both at the same time. But the thing about this game that a lot of people didn't really grasp was the attacking. Double tapping A will give you a drop kick. You can also drop kick from a web swing. But the punch, the basic punch by pressing A, if you press and hold A and you're hitting an enemy, you actually hear this like chunky grind as it's an extra powerful punch. And it was never really explained in the instruction manual or anything like that, but we'll get to that as we go. One last comment before I hit start. When you pick up webbing, you get, I believe, 10 shots, and the webbing takes over your punch. You will still punch, but you'll always shoot a web. So if you're saving your webbing for specific situations, you end up not fighting as many enemies, because every punch is going to shoot a web and waste it on you. But with that, let's give it a go. Electro takes charge of the situation. One thing I will say about this game as well, I love the art. In the late 80s and early 90s, and well, all the 80s I suppose, I collected Web of Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man comics, so I have currently still in bags and boards in perfect condition the actual Return of the Sinister Six comics. So this was one of my first real experiences of feeling like I was playing a comic book in a video game. And the other thing was, it's kind of like why I love the MCU today. I feel like I'm seeing my daydreams play out on the screen in front of me. So there's some webbing that I grabbed, and now I want to save it, so I'm going to kind of try to not really attack too many enemies here. Now, 1,000 points will give you a health chunk. Ooh. And what I do is if I'm low on health, obviously then I'm going to fight enemies, depending on what situation I'm going into. But also if I'm at full health, you can sort of sit at around, 1,000 points so that you can kind of have that health on deck. You'll know that the next enemy you'll beat will do it. This is what I mean by there's sort of web swinging in this game. Haha. It's funny, the webbing actually ends up acting like a machine gun or something. The guys just explode as you hit them with it. Like for me, like doing all these little web swings through the level, oh, I loved that as a kid. I thought I was so badass. So I picked up that webbing back there, and the reason I did that is to save it for Electra. If you've seen the Angry Video Game Nerds video and stuff like that, you know that Electro can be a bit of a pain to get on the same platform as you, so you can do any significant damage to them. That's why I like to use the webbing there. Oops. Come here. Oh. See, so when I punch them, if I hold the punch out like that, it actually does a lot more damage. Plus it looks cool to end the level with your fist out like that. Speaking of fists, Sandman appears with a fist of fury. So I've got one health bar missing. I'm at 620. So I'm actually going to fight a few enemies to get my health back up. This level was a puzzle as a kid. You had to find the detonator, find the bomb. And yeah, all these jumping spots. When I was a kid, I was so happy to figure that out. So if you jump, see how I was able to grab onto the bar there? You have to kind of jump, see, because you can't control an air. You have to jump and stay sort of in a standing motion, and then you can cling to things. See, I held the punch there. Otherwise, that guy can take up to 2 punches. Find that square, boom. And again, if I see how I stay in sort of a standing jump, allows me to cling to the wall. Yeah, when I was a kid, I hated this level until I figured out where the bomb was and where the detonator was. Even the first time trying to figure out where to place the detonator. I know you just have to walk back, but... So Sandman, for example, if I punch him, and you always want to make sure the enemy is sort of at the end of your fist. See, it kind of grinds him. When I was a kid, I always thought of it as those scenes when Spider-Man's fist goes into Sandman, and he's like, oh, whoa, what? There we go. Kind of like Arnold when he punches the T-1000. Spider-Man hunts for Mysterio, the master of illusion. This is an interesting level, and one of the more difficult ones if you don't know what you're doing. Those feathers that turn into bombs, by the way, what's interesting about them is they will count as points for you. So that guy down there, I don't know what those are supposed to be, some kind of, I don't know, I want to say goblin, but hobgoblin's already in the game. Those things will kill you fast. Like, it is bizarre. They're more powerful than the bosses. As soon as they get your hands on you, they just grind your health right away. It's very bizarre. There we go, got my health back. Oops. And I always like this drop kick. And if you don't know, I guess I should have said something. You don't go to the door right away. You have to get those fancy glasses to see in the dark first. Check this out. There's a few spots in the game where you can sort of pop up like that. Because now I have those glasses, I can see in the dark. To the bottom right, there is one of those clawed guys, but he will always just quickly walk off screen and disappear, allowing us to grab this webbing. This webbing is crucial to getting through this level because like right here, you got to fight these clawed guys. 2 web shots and they're done. So I'm going to save all my webbing for those guys and not fight those ones because I don't have to. Fighting those clawed guys is death. Now this is an interesting spot. Most people will jump, stick their web to the center TV, swing around, but this is another one of those spots where if you hold up, oops, I just wasted webbing. Hey, that's okay. I got past that clawed guy without having to use it. And this is the spot while you're saving your webbing. Getting through those guys, like being able to punch them and defeat them without having your webbing is very hard. I should turn the volume up so you can hear that chunkiness that happens when you hold the attack button. Let's just bully him. I think it's funny, the first Mysterio is an illusion, it just disappears. And then every Mysterio from that point on are robots, I guess. See, as I hold the punch button, it almost hurts him more. This is an interesting level if you don't know what you're doing. There's a lot of bombs that fall from the sky and they will mess you up quick. And it's sort of unfortunate to try to stop and get those bazooka guys and rely on that for your health. So this is an important level to sort of hover around the 1,000 milestone so you can get some health. And probably the most annoying boss in the entire game, because you need them on your plane to be able to do anything. Once you get them down to your plane, then there's nothing about nothing. Let's see here, where'd that guy go? Oh. So as he goes by, I want to get him at the end of my fist and hold down that attack. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guess I don't quite remember him as much as I thought I did. So annoying. Wow, that bomb really hurt me. There we go. He should be on my level now. Kind of concentrating here. Oh, kick to the face. There you go. Oh, what? And if you're wondering, I always pick that webbing up after. And okay, before I go on, this screen, I love this screen. Once he was human, now he's Hobgoblin. Now that doesn't look as good as the comic panel actually does, obviously, but I just think that's so awesome. When I was a kid, I used to just sit here for a while before I hit start, just admiring it. I even remember a few times pulling out the comic and like holding it up beside the TV. I thought it was so cool. These guys, this is why I save my webbing. Or pick up that webbing at the end of that level instead of using it on Vulture, because I like to use it on those guys to get some points if I need to. This is really dark, unfortunately. Oops. Oh, I'm out of webbing. You gotta jump over them and then duck so that club doesn't hit you. Alright. This guy also can end your life really quickly. But there is a way to cheese this boss. This level, when I was a kid, again, Hobgoblin almost terrified me because I just did not know like how to beat this guy. Oops, yeah, there you go. Those pumpkin bombs of his will take you down pretty quick. So I just gather up all that webbing, and it's a little hard to get used to knowing where to go to get that webbing, like how to swing up properly. Last level, pretty much as long as you have health, there's no reason to fight anyone, though I am going to keep my points near the 1,000 benchmark. There we go. There we go. So then the next time I have to defeat an enemy, it's going to put me at 1,000. So which I'm going to do right now since I'm one health bar too little. Whoa. All right, here we go. Punch, walk away. 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 And also remember, you've got to be holding that punch button for that extra grindy damage. Oh no. So like what this guy do? Get some tech from Mysterio. Whoa. And see that? He can also, like all these enemies, they can really take you down quick. It's almost like most enemies don't chip away at your health. They'll just grind it down very quickly. Ooh. Boom. Man, hair on my arm is sticking up. Victory! Spider-Man triumphs over the Sinister Six. That was fun. I'm gonna post probably another video of this game where I'm gonna attempt to not die and do this game as fast as I can. So I probably will do that right now, but you'd have to click on another video. Anyway, thanks for watching and enjoying my personal history of Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six.